notice how many bad movies are out there, right? There's so many talented people, writers, directors, producers, and it's very difficult to find a good movie, you know, when you want to go to a movie theater or just watch something on your TV, right? And yet, life is often has much more surprises than, you know, a plot of a typical bad movie, right? So I'm going through Gas City, Indiana. That's my favorite spot I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, where there's a McDonald's. You know, I usually stop there, and even though I got email on my smartphone, but I don't want to use my internet as hotspot all the time. And I check some comments on my people leave on my videos on the YouTube channel, and then I get some advice from my friend in Washington. I was asking him about the wood for the lowboy deck, right? Like Apitonga oak. So basically, the spec for the lowboy is all complete. This was the last thing I was not sure about, the Apitonga oak and the wheels. And this guy says, yeah, just go for aluminum wheels, at least outside, because they're the steel ones, they rust, they heavy, and they cost money to fix them. But actually, steel rims, brand new ones, only cost 50 bucks. That's what I did on my truck when I had steel rims when I on the truck when I bought it, and I painted them, and then I just stopped doing that. It's much cheaper to just throw them away and buy new ones, because imagine a set of eight. A set of 8 aluminum rims would cost about 2,400 bucks, right? Let's say if you buy somewhere like retail, 300 times 8. If you buy all brand new steel rims, it'll be $400, right? 6 times cheaper. So it's not about the money, but it does look better, of course, with aluminum, especially since this factory, when they sell it, it comes with the polished aluminum rims. But anyway, so I'm just saying that to illustrate that all the details of the lowboy are in place. Everything is ready. I'm ready to meet the financial guy, right? I have the money for the down payment. And then I make a mistake of stopping in the Gas City, Indiana, at the Starbucks. And I check my email, like I said, and I'm about to leave because there's nothing else to do. And I was thinking maybe I should today's Saturday, spend the Saturday night there, because I'm in no rush. And from there it's about 6-hour drive still to Cambridge, Ontario, where I park my truck, and my delivery is Monday. Not too far from my parking area, but 6 hours drive, you know, and it was still only 4 hours. I thought, hey, okay, I'll go to Napoleon, Ohio, and that's where I am right now. This is a Petro 2 truck stop, and from here it's only 4.5 hours to my home in Canada. And right before I left, I see there's another email in my inbox. And the name of the sender is familiar. That's the wife of this guy who wants to take my step deck. And I remember when I met the guy, he's Indian. I have nothing against, you know, any race. I'm not racist, but I was just curious. Like, I'm Russian and my name's SERGEI, right? This guy is Indian. His name's Paul, right? And I was curious, like, I know some guys, they really have these English names, right? And we started talking about this. I said, it's really Paul, like it's in your documents, or is it just your assumed name? You know, like many people when they come to another country, they just take a name that's easier to pronounce. And he says, yeah, it's in my paperwork. And he says, all my kids, they have English names. Okay, you know, so I was impressed with that. And now I'm reading this email. Oh, and his wife, let's just say that her name sounds very bad in Russian. Like if you speak Russian and I tell you that someone's name is Suki, you'd be laughing. Okay? But like again, there was some kind of premonition, you know, when you have to do business with people with that kind of name, you know. I don't know, like imagine you're French, right? And you meet a guy and his name, when translated into French, sounds like bad, you know. And of course there's nothing you can do because you know French, so that's in your mind, right? But you don't want to you don't say anything to people, right? Because you don't want to offend them, because they don't speak your language, right? Like these people, they're from India, they don't speak Russian, so they have no idea what their names mean, or in particular this female name means in Russian. So everything's good, right? And then I open this email, and this lady Suki, and actually I can see that it's not her, it's just her husband Paul is using her email address, and it says, "Hi Sergio, I'm sorry to have to tell you that I'm unable to go ahead with the takeover of this lease. I was running as a team on my truck, and my partner has had a family emergency in India, so he has left for India. We have to park our truck for at least a month, and it doesn't make sense for me to put another payment on myself as well as the truck payment if I'm not on the road. I'm sorry, but the circumstances are out of my hands. Sorry," and that's his name. And it's not Paul, it's Pirtpal. P as in Peter, I-R-T-P-A-L. Pirtpal. And I'm laughing because I asked the guy 20 times, "Is this Paul your real name? It's in your paperwork." And the guy says, "Yeah." But they just, you know, basically it's all miscommunication. So the guy saying that it's 1 month, basically till his partner in crime returns. So why not take this trailer? But he doesn't have 850 bucks, right? I already paid for the first month, you know. They took the money out of my account on 5th of June, and today is June 7th, right? They just took the money out of my account, and I was about to ask him to give me my money back for like 25 days, but because I promised them $1,000, I would just give him, you know, a little bit money extra. I would not give him $1,000 because I've been using this trailer, right, since for a few days, and we were about to meet, what, 9th, or like Monday or Tuesday, to sign the paperwork. So it's basically, it's all an excuse. So the guy changed his mind, so it's all BS. Because I remember when he saw the trailer, there was another trailer parked at the same yard where my trailer is parked when I'm in Canada, and that one was aluminum. Right, and this guy started asking me, "Oh, is this a steel trailer?" Well, it's not exactly steel, but so I think he didn't like that it was a bit heavy, like 14,000 pounds, but it's a 3-axle trailer. I'm like, what do you expect? So anyway, so now my day is ruined, you know, because like I said, I had all details of the trailer, of the lowboy, figured out finally, right? All this research, all this time spent, and talking to this guy in Washington who, you know, runs a construction company, and now this person decided not to go ahead with it because he has to park his truck for 1 month. Now if he calls me back in 1 month, I'm not gonna deal with him. He lost his chance. So now I got 3 options. 4 options. Option 1 is still available. I should check with the government to see if there's any openings in the space research program for Mars. If you heard about this, there's people lining up. I think they had like 2,000 people from across the globe willing to go on this suicide mission, because it's one-way trip only. You go there and you stay there and you live in you know, special buildings, no gravity, nothing, but there's no rescue. You just go there and you do research. So then I don't have to pay off my debts, I don't have to pay for my trailer, just leave everything here. But I'm not sure if that's still available. I think I read about somewhere that they filled up all places because people were falling over each other to line up, because it's, you know, it's a very scenic trip, even though it's one way. Number two, option number two, if option number one doesn't work out, option number two is keep trucking. Keep trucking with the step deck, keep trucking with truck. And now of course I can maybe paint the truck, you know, make it look good, just so that I can use it for a few more years till I finally have money to buy another one. And maybe put a lift axle on the trailer, just keep the trailer. Because yeah, that, you know, when you turn, because I had such a big spread between three axles, that rear axle is just, you know, goes across asphalt, not good. Option number three, space program, keep trucking. Option number three is talk to the guy who offered me a trade-in money, negative trade-in on the trailer. So he wanted the dealer, trailer dealer, the one that sells that overpriced lowboy. So he wanted to take my step deck, so put the money I will still owe, because they don't want to give me the retail value, right? And add to the new trailer, to that overpriced trailer in US dollars, and then translate it to Canadian, and I ended up with a new contract like $80,000 Canadian. That's another option. And then the last option is to buy this cheap no-name trailer, because it's cheap, the payment is going to be very low, and I keep both trailers, both step deck and the lowboy. Then if there's no lowboy business, I use the step deck, because recently I noticed I've been making very good money actually with this trailer. That's why it was option number two after the space program, was just keep everything the way it is, you know, and keep making money. But if you have two trailers, of course it's double payment, but you know, lowboy you can make good money. If there's a lowboy seasonal, it varies by month, you know, month to month. So then if you might work out, but I'm a bit reluctant, because I had this situation before when I had two trailers, and it's a bit taxing, you know. So, oh boy, I was coming to Canada, you know, with such good feelings, that now I have some changes coming my way, and now this guy changes all my plans. And that's why I mentioned that, you know, life is often has more surprises than a movie, you know, and that's why you guys are watching this. This is like a real drama in real life. How one modest trucker from Canada is trying to turn his life around and get ahead, and, you know, make money, and how everything is turning against him. And part of the problem is that some people, including myself, are too fond of talking about their plans, you know, and then you often can jinx your fortune, right? Because you talk about your big plans, first of all, people start giving you unwanted feedback, some advice you never asked for, and then it creates envy, and something happens in the universe, you know, when you are too sure of yourself and you speak of these big plans before they happen, that something happens to pull you back into your place, right? That's why my brother, for example, he always tells me, you know, why are you always talking about your plans? Like this guy, he only gives me the fact. Like, he's not saying, oh, I want to buy a new car, you know, or I want to buy a new trailer. Like one day I just opened my email and there's a picture of a car. Oh, Sergey, I bought a new car. And I asked him about this, and that's like a, you know, interesting philosophy actually. It's hard for me to learn, because I have like my, what's the expression, heart on my sleeve, you know. And maybe that's what makes this channel interesting, because you guys watch me go up and down in real time, right? So if I was like my brother, it wouldn't be as interesting, but that's what he does. He just has his own goals, secret goals. He never talks to anyone. He just, if you ask him how are you doing, oh fine, everything's good. And then one day he says, oh, I just went on a ski trip to Ukraine, I just came back, it was nice, here's some pictures. Or I bought a car, or I got married or something, or I bought an apartment. So it's always in the past tense, which might be a good thing. So that's what I'm saying. So maybe now I should try not to talk too much and just show some vids, you know. Well, I wanted to keep it short, but of course, as usual, videos, it's easier to make them longer than shorter. So thanks for watching. This was Sergei DRATCHEV from Napoleon, Ohio, USA, on the way to Canada. Be safe.